News. Coverage you can count on.
3 of Pittsburgh's pro sports teams have now played a part in the race to vaccinate. Today, the Penguins have opened up PPG Paints Arena. Thanks for joining us and good afternoon. I'm Gordon Lesh. Channel 11's Michelle Chavez takes us inside the arena to explain why UPMC chose it as its newest vaccination site.
UPMC says they've really tried to streamline the process. Once you walk through the doors and get your temperature checked, there are several people ready to sign you in. You then step over to answer a number of screening questions, and just a few feet behind us, you get your vaccine. Pharmacists had several doses ready to go at each of these stations, and behind the scenes, several more doses were in the works. This isn't the first vaccine clinic in our region, but this is the first major clinic coming from UPMC in their effort to speed up their vaccination process as they get their vaccines in.
We'll get you vaccinated as we get the vaccine in. So we're contacting people, scheduling them at many different sites, and we just really appreciate the opportunity to actually share that, because we do want people to be comfortable, go to our portal, sign up, and we'll get you vaccinated as quickly as we get the vaccine.
UPMC says they've already given more than 230,000 doses of the vaccine leading up to these clinics, averaging 22,000 vaccines a week. They say they plan on reaching out to those who signed up to get them scheduled as soon as possible. We saw lots of people get their vaccines so far. Each one of them has a reason for being here today, and tonight we'll share one of their stories. In Pittsburgh, Michelle Chavez, Channel 11 News.
Chapter 11 over breaking news now in McKeesport, where a fire has damaged a home. This is on Abraham Street. You can see that fire is now ladders set up there up against the window inside of the building. You see firefighters on scene. We're told there's some serious damage near the chimney there. No word on any injuries, and we'll let you know if any new information comes in this newscast. And more breaking news. Federal prosecutors have charged 2 men with attacking U.S. Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick, the officer who died after the January 6th riot. The names of the men who were arrested have not yet been released. Look for developing details tonight on Channel 11 News starting at 5. And back to the race to vaccinate. The state's vaccine task force says everyone who is in phase 1A should be able to get an appointment by the end of the month. Governor Tom Wolf also announced plans to make the Johnson & Johnson vaccine available to police, firefighters, prison staff, and grocery store workers. And the governor says he's confident Pennsylvania will meet President Biden's directive to make everyone eligible for the vaccine by May 1st. Dr. Anthony Fauci is urging former President Donald Trump to go public supporting the vaccine. NBC's Tracy Potts explains why.
Public health officials are pushing the coronavirus vaccine on conservative media after an NPR PBS Marist poll found nearly half of Trump supporters don't plan to take it.
I don't think that it's 100% safe and effective.
Now, America's top infectious disease expert is urging the former president to speak up.
How such a large proportion of a certain group of people would not want to get vaccinated merely because of political consideration. It makes absolutely no sense.
As former presidents roll out a new public service announcement,
it's important for our fellow citizens to get vaccinated.
More people are getting shots. The government says more than a quarter of adults have had at least one dose, and 15% of the population is fully protected. The new relief bill provides money for vaccine distribution and $422 billion in direct payments.
There'll be $1,400 checks going out to the members of 85% of American households.
Those payments started hitting bank accounts over the weekend.
I knew immediately I would be able to get cataract surgery finally.
Republicans point out billions approved for pensions, libraries, and the arts that they say have nothing to do with the virus.
To call this COVID relief is really false advertising.
This week, the Biden administration hits the road to convince the public otherwise. 7 stops in 5 days, including today. Vice President Kamala Harris will be in Las Vegas. Tracy Potts, NBC News.
There's a way to see when you'll get a stimulus check, but a lot of people are getting an error message. Channel 11's Alyssa Raymond is looking into the problems, coming up in about 15 minutes. While parts of the U.S. speed up reopening, parts of Italy are being locked down again. The country is trying to control a new surge in COVID cases fueled by the UK variant. Large areas of the country are being designated as red zones. That's half of Italy's 20 regions. The lockdown is in cities such as Rome, Milan, and Venice. Only supermarkets and pharmacies will remain open. The lockdown is set to expand to the whole country over the Easter weekend. Things got ugly this past weekend at a protest against coronavirus restrictions in Germany. More than 1,000 people defied a court ban on a large gathering in Dresden. 12 officers were injured in scuffles with protesters. Few people at the protest wore masks or kept their distance from others. Some relief for local bars, restaurants, and hotels starting today. Owners can now apply for a new program that could help keep their doors open. The COVID-19 Hospitality Industry Recovery Program opened up today. In Allegheny County, grants will be awarded in $5,000 increments. To qualify, there are some requirements. The business needs to have fewer than 300 full-time workers. It needs to have been in operation since February of last year and still be in operation today. And COVID-19 needs to have had a serious economic impact. Applications must be turned in by July 15th. Well, sunny this morning, but clouds moving in this afternoon. Meteorologist Danielle Dozier has the details now in the forecast. Danielle?
Hey, Gordon, visible satellite shows those clouds that have been coming across the area already today. We've got those high clouds, and they're really going to thicken up later on this afternoon and into this evening. Our temperatures I should say, struggling out there. Here we go. 31 degrees in Pittsburgh right now. It's freezing up in Indiana and in Butler, and 34 degrees in Washington right now. And today we're only going to be climbing into the low to middle 40s. So it's going to be another chilly afternoon as we continue to increase those clouds. The winds will be out of the east-northeast at 5 to 15 miles per hour. And we are looking at a mixed precipitation coming into the forecast as we head into the overnight period for some of you. I don't think all of us are going to be dealing with it. So I'll show you who has the better shot at seeing that. Plus, we'll track how much rain I think we'll see as we head into Tuesday coming up.
All right, Danielle. Investigators are looking into what sparked an apartment fire in Ross Township. We saw investigators spraying water on the building along Highlands Place, not far from McKnight Road last night. They had to cut trees and branches to clear a path to the building. We're told no one was hurt. There are a lot of unanswered questions after a fire turned into a homicide investigation in Beaver County. Crews found the body of Rolando Contreras inside a burning home along Shenango Road in Big Beaver yesterday. According to the coroner, Contreras was shot several times. Investigators are looking for a green 2014 Chevy pickup with Texas license plates. They say the truck is connected to a homicide in Big Beaver, but have not yet connected it to the Shenango Road discovery. Police are looking for help at a deadly shooting in Duquesne. Demont Adams was shot and killed Saturday night on Ferndale Avenue, and so far there have been no arrests. Police are asking anyone with information to come forward. Pittsburgh police say they were forced to tase a man who attacked his wife. Police say Raymond Russ pulled his wife across the floor of their house in Wind Gap and choked her over the weekend. And investigators say he refused to give her their 4-month-old daughter. Once police arrived, he still wouldn't let the baby go. They told him to put her down several times, but when they say he wouldn't, they tased him. Police are asking for help in finding 3 men accused of crashing a stolen car. Witnesses told police they saw 3 men run from the car after a crash near James and Center Streets in Turtle Creek. Police say the vehicle was carjacked in the West End of Pittsburgh Saturday. U.S. air travel has hit a pandemic record. More than 1.3 million people were screened at airports on Friday. That is the highest number in a year. The CDC is warning against air travel, even for those who are fully vaccinated. But the new numbers indicate people are now more confident to get out and travel. Industry insiders say passenger counts are still about 57% below pre-pandemic levels.
I don't know. I mean, if I've been exposed to it up until now, I feel like I'm still a healthy human being. I don't know. That sounds so bad.
Deja vu all over again. College students are on spring break, and a lot of them are hitting the beach like it's 2019. No mask, no social distancing, and no worries. Even while doctors and experts warn, everyone needs to continue to stay safe. NBC's Jay Gray is in South Padre Island, Texas, with more on the growing concerns.
Well, right now we've got still a pretty heavy fog over the island and overcast. It's going to be overcast throughout the day, but it shouldn't slow down the crowds, which have been showing up here over the weekend and will continue we expect through spring break. What are we seeing? Well, we're not seeing a bunch of masks or a lot of social distancing on the beach. You've got a lot of kids here enjoying their spring break. Families as well making the trip out, saying that they've been pent up. They need to get out. It had been a year, and they're ready to go. Of course, the state of Texas, Governor Greg Abbott dropped the mask mandate as well as any restrictions with regard to COVID-19 just ahead of spring break. And that's got some worried about what's going to happen as a result of the crowds here.
I am worried about the COVID, but being outside with the sun and everything, it helps out a lot. But I don't really agree with the governor's decision right now.
The beach is coming back to life. The town's coming back to life. We're having some fun out here. Restrictions aren't so crazy. Everybody just kind of relax.
Yeah, so look, of course, the real concern here is twofold. First, will there be some type of spike in infections here on the island after spring break is over? And also, will some of the students, as they get back to their campuses, to their classes, wherever they're going, and then the families that get back into their communities, will they help to spread the virus? Everyone watching that very closely as the party continues here on Padre Island. That's the latest here in Texas. I'm Jay Gray. Back to you.
Are you having a big day or what?
Yes, I'm having a big day.
He wrote a cover letter asking potential employers to take a chance on him. The big reaction he's getting from all over the world.
School, athletics, friends, like anything. It was just not the best time.
There is no real timeline for when a vaccine will be ready for kids, but this girl is one of 3,000 in a trial study. Her experience since getting the 2 shots.
Chilly today, but a bit milder tomorrow. Plus, I'm tracking some showers in the forecast. Latest timing coming up.
And next, how to track your stimulus check and why a brand new website could show your check is on hold. Some people are already getting their stimulus checks while others are wondering when they'll get one. Channel 11's Alyssa Raymond has more on why some are having a problem tracking it down.
If you're wondering when you're going to get your stimulus check, the IRS has brought back its nifty tool. It's the Get My Payment tool. All you have to do is go to irs.gov/coronavirus/getmypayment. If that's way too complicated for you and you can't remember, you could just go to WPXI.com. We have the link for you here. Click Get My Payment, okay, enter in your social security number, your birthday, your address. You don't need city and state, just your zip code. Once you hit continue, your payment status should show up like this. This one says payment will be deposited on March 17th. A lot of people have been getting this message though, payment status not available. This shows up if your stimulus check has not yet been processed. Some of the reasons for this might be you haven't filed your 2019-2020 tax returns, changed or moved your bank account, changes in dependents, and you can also get this message if you're not eligible. Oh, and carefully enter in your information. You only have 5 tries. If you enter in the wrong information, you could get locked out for 24 hours. Alyssa Raymond, Channel 11 News.
Pittsburgh Parks and Rec has reached a big milestone. While many city parks, recreation, and senior setters, I should say, have been closed for activities, many are being used to give out food. And according to the Trib, since last year, City Parks has given away more than 500,000 free meals to eligible children and seniors. Right now, the COVID-19 vaccines are not approved for kids. A teenager from Indiana is one of 3,000 people involved in a youth study for the Moderna vaccine. And she tells reporter Alan Carter what her experience has been so far and why she jumped at the chance to be part of the trial.
At the very least, COVID-19 has been disruptive to all of our lives, something acutely felt
Caroline really wants me to shout her out,
by 13-year-old Maria Beck.
School, athletics, friends, like anything. It was just not the best time.
So when the opportunity presented itself to be part of the solution, she jumped at the chance.
I mean, I heard the word vaccine and I immediately just sort of fell in.
Beck is one of about 3,000 people in a youth study of the Moderna vaccine, suggested by her mother, who heard about it from a friend.
You know, I just Googled it and I found a news article about it, which had a phone number, and I called the phone number and we went I called on a Monday and we went the next Monday.
Last week, Beck got her second shot at the lab in Cincinnati.
It's a Velocity Clinical Research.
Yeah.
Which may be the vaccine or a placebo, but says she did notice a bit of a change after that second shot.
My head sort of hurt, my throat sort of felt dry, my arm did feel a little bit hurt.
But vaccine or not, she's just proud to help.
I feel like me putting my impact and help on that by testing it out really helped, and I felt like I was, just helping.
I think she does feel proud of herself. I mean, I think she should. You know, she really never hesitated.
That's great work she's doing there. Facebook is rolling out a handful of new tools to help people get vaccinated. It's called the Coronavirus Information Center. The news came out today, and CEO Mark Zuckerberg explained you'll be able to check out when and where you can get vaccinated with a link to make an appointment. It'll also be on Instagram and may even expand to WhatsApp. A Bucks County woman is accused of going to great lengths to get her daughter's cheerleading rivals kicked off the squad. Police say the mom created deep fakes of at least 3 teens. They say she manipulated pictures that she found on social media to show the girls naked, drinking, and smoking. And she's accused of sending anonymous messages urging them to kill themselves. Police don't believe her daughter knew what the mom was doing. A police chase in Los Angeles came to a screeching halt when the stolen truck burst into flames. Take a look at that. Sparks began to fly when the truck lost a tire, and the driver refused to stop. And then later, a fireball exploded underneath the truck, sending flames and smoke up into the cab right there. The driver eventually jumped out, ran across the freeway before he surrendered to cops. Well, do you miss this? Winter weather whipping through Colorado. A powerful snowstorm dumped more than a foot of snow in parts of the state. Caused whiteout conditions in Denver. You can see the stranded cars along this highway near the Denver airport. And that heavy snow is also weighing down power lines and tree limbs in northern Colorado. That same system blanketed parts of Wyoming with more than 2 feet of snow. In Cheyenne, drivers have a lot of digging out to do. Snow piled up nearly to the roof. Conditions are improving, but travel will be very dangerous or impossible for some time as crews work to clear the roads.
You're your severe winter Team 11 forecast.
And Gordon, Denver picking up more than 2 feet of snow officially over the last couple of days over the weekend. It was incredible to watch this system unfold, and you can still see the effects it is having on parts of the Midwest where they are seeing snow and a mixed precipitation here throughout Illinois and snow in Iowa and Minnesota. And we even got parts of Indiana that are dealing with snow. So this is basically a piece of energy that's kind of breaking off of the main low pressure system, which is back here still in the plains. And this is what will eventually be impacting our weather as we head into the day tomorrow. In the meantime, I wanted to point out something as well that's taking place, which is another low pressure system that's going to get its act together out on the West Coast, eventually come across the country. That will be influencing our weather on Thursday. In the meantime, we get to enjoy the dry hours today before that wet weather moves in overnight tonight and into our Tuesday. Out there this afternoon, temperatures are going to be in the mid-40s as we continue to increase the clouds, and then temperatures tonight will be falling down into the upper 30s to mid-30s into tomorrow morning. 35 overnight tonight with showers developing. The winds will be out of the southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. I'm expecting high temperatures tomorrow in the lower 50s as we have an overcast sky still and a southeast wind at 5 to 10. There will be some of those passing showers moving through, so you're going to need your umbrella before you walk out the door. Let me time it out for you here in our storm tracker maps. This is Monday this afternoon at 5 o'clock. You can see the cloudy sky that has been developing across the area will continue, and overnight tonight is when we begin to see that moisture spread in from the southwest. Now the air temperatures here in Pittsburgh will be above freezing, I think, into early tomorrow morning, so we shouldn't have any travel issues here. There will be some spots though that could get in on a little bit of a mixed precipitation, which could include a little freezing rain where those surface temperatures fall to freezing, which would most likely occur up to the north of the city of Pittsburgh as well as in the higher elevations there of the ridges. But this is going to be pretty brief, and the road temperatures are incredibly warm. So at this point, I'm not expecting any travel issues for your Tuesday morning commute. Just know that it will be wet out there with scattered showers, maybe even a little brief freezing rain. You can see here as we head throughout the rest of the day, some showers will continue to push through. I don't expect Tuesday to be a washout. There are going to be some breaks in the rain throughout the afternoon before a few more move back in for the evening commute. And so we're going to be using our windshield wipers there. As far as our rainfall forecast, I'm thinking we're going to see up to about 1/4 of an inch in most locations, maybe some isolated higher totals there of 3/10 if you get under some moderate to heavier downpours. 5-day forecast with your weekend always in view, and we're looking good on St. Patrick's Day. I'm going to walk you through the hour-by-hour forecast for Wednesday if you have any outdoor plans coming up in the next half hour. In the meantime, Thursday and Friday, I mentioned that low pressure system out on the West Coast. It's going to get its act together. Yeah, that's going to be influencing our weather Thursday with showers in 54 and then 45 into Friday afternoon with some showers around in the morning that will be clearing out as the day wears on. And that'll give way to some beautiful weather for our weekend. If you don't have any plans already, maybe you want to make some outdoors. The warmer of the two will be Sunday with that temperature climbing up to 60 degrees. And we're looking to see plenty of sunshine.
Thanks, Danielle. An unusual trend is popping up, how the pandemic may have led to big business for plastic surgeons. And a man with autism asked potential employers to take a chance on him. The handwritten cover letter that has people taking notice. Take a chance on him. A handwritten cover letter posted on LinkedIn has been viewed more than 6 million times. The 20-year-old who wrote the letter talks about having autism and says he's determined to work hard for anyone who hires him. Jay Korf has his inspirational story.
It's been a wondrous birthday for Ryan Lowry of Leesburg. Gifts to enjoy and a Zoom call with his dad, who's traveling.
Are you having a big day or what?
Yes, I'm having a big day.
I am so proud of you, man. 20 years old. This is crazy.
Crazy doesn't begin to describe these last 2 weeks.
I'm a bright guy, but I also have... communication is hard for me.
But his handwritten words on paper have touched millions of people.
Dear future employer.
A couple weeks ago, Ryan, who has autism, penned a letter and posted it on LinkedIn.
I realize that someone like you will have to take a chance on me.
Like everyone else, Ryan has hopes and dreams, and he is gifted in math and memory.
And can memorize anything. Want to recite pi?
3.141592655.
He wants to be an animator or work in IT.
Please let me know if you would like to talk about this with me. Thank you.
And there have been a lot of people who have wanted to talk to him.
The post has been viewed more than 6 million times.
It's raw, it's beautiful, and they all need a chance.
Thousands of people from scores of countries have reached out to the family to help Ryan. He even has calls in the coming weeks with Fortune 500 companies.
You broke the internet, dude.
Yes, I did. But that letter was viral.
What every mom wants is for their children to grow up and have a life and support themselves and be independent.
And that proud mom says she's just happy her son was able to put himself out there and overcome his fears.
Well, we'll go over the high temperatures that you can expect in your neighborhood tomorrow. Plus, we're walking you through that rainfall forecast and an early look at your St. Patrick's Day weather.
We do the FaceTime and everything, but it's just still not the same.
A local nursing home is helping residents connect with their loved ones and how soon they could be even closer. have major breaking news and an update here. The two men charged by federal prosecutors with attacking U.S. Capitol Police officers during the January 6th riot are from nearby. According to court documents, 32-year-old Julian Cotter of State College and 39-year-old George Tenios of Morgantown, West Virginia, were both arrested yesterday. Investigators say these two men were seen in surveillance video working together to attack three officers by spraying something in their eyes. One of the officers later died after the riots. The men have not been charged in his death. We're working to sort out all the charges and look for developing details tonight on Channel 11 News starting at 5. If you haven't been able to give your loved one a hug at a nursing home in a long time, hopefully that will change soon. There's some new guidance for long-term care facilities in Pennsylvania, and they suggest nursing homes allow close contact visits with loved ones if the residents are fully vaccinated. You'd still have to wear a mask. That new guidance sets up rules for visits with non-vaccinated residents as long as they are done responsibly. And like a lot of nursing homes, Westmoreland Manor has been hit hard by the pandemic. COVID-19 infected 183 nursing home residents there, and sadly, 17 of them died. Now, as vaccinations increase and cases go down, Channel 11's Melanie Gillespie found out residents could soon see their loved ones again.
Westmoreland Manor is finalizing plans to resume in-person visitation. A year since these families hugged each other or held hands. It's an emotional time for residents, staff, and their families.
I mean, we do the FaceTime and everything, but it's just still not the same.
Corinne Boring hasn't been able to give her mom a hug in a year. Her mom is a resident here at Westmoreland Manor. Since the onset of the pandemic, she could only visit virtually or through a window.
It's been really hard, only because I have a son, and he's 3, and he's really close with her. And then my sister had a little girl 9 months ago, so my mom has never even got to meet her.
But all of that is going to change soon.
It's kind of emotional. It really is because, you know, like her not meeting her granddaughter and just us not being in the same room together for a year, it's just really, it's gonna be surreal.
Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Service announced new guidelines for nursing homes, allowing in-person visits to resume if at least 70% of the residents are vaccinated and the county's positivity rate is less than 10%. Westmoreland Manor and the county fits the guidelines.
My heart absolutely breaks that this is the 1-year anniversary since the nursing homes were shut down to visitors, and everyone thought it was going to last for 2 to 3 weeks, and here we are a year later.
The manor essentially shut down last March, and since then, 101 workers and 183 residents contracted COVID. Just this week, the manor started a window wall where residents and their families could hold hands and touch through a plastic barrier. It's bittersweet news for the families who have held out hope for the last year.
From what I've heard at the manor, from the employees I've spoken with, it is a very emotional day. A lot of happy tears, sad tears, but to be able to touch and hold hands with your loved one, I can only imagine.
It's just so surreal. Like, when we all are able to get into the same room, it's going to be really hard for us not to, like, you know, run up to each other and hug each other and, you know, just have that family bonding moment.
Yeah.
That we've been wanting and, like, longing for.
Melanie Gillespie, Channel 11 News.
If you're having a hard time paying your rent, help is on the way. If you're in Allegheny County, you can now apply for the county's Emergency Rental Assistance Program. And there are several ways to qualify. You must be unemployed or had a loss of income from the pandemic. You must prove you're facing homelessness, and you must make 80% below the median income for Allegheny County. State officials called the program a lifeline for many people who continue to face hardships. A new study found the Brentwood-Baldwin area faced the most evictions during the pandemic, followed by Carrick and McKeesport. Applications for the Emergency Assistance Program can be submitted online at drop-in centers, or you can do it over the phone. That number's on your screen, 412-248-0021. Well, we started with some sun today, but the clouds are moving in, and meteorologist Danielle Dozier is talking about rain coming in pretty soon. Danielle?
Yeah, we
Beautiful sunshine out there early. We're beginning to see those high clouds move through parts of the area right now on our tower cam. Our forecast for the rest of the day will feature those temperatures climbing into the middle 40s, but it'll be overcast come late day and into the evening. And we are going to be breaking out our umbrellas as we head out the door tomorrow morning as we track scattered showers that will be moving through. Our rainfall forecast shows here isolated, scattered, numerous, and widespread to put it in perspective. And I'm expecting these showers to be scattered across the area all throughout the day tomorrow, meaning that I'm not expecting that we're going to see rain all day. It will not be a washout for us, which is good news there. I do expect, though, that we could pick up about 1/4 of an inch of rain by the time it's all said and done Tuesday night. And if you're just joining us, I'll walk you through our hour-by-hour timeline for the day Tuesday, walk you through your plans if you have any outdoors. Plus, we'll have that closer look, as I promised, of our St. Patrick's Day forecast.
All right, thanks, Danielle. You may have noticed gas prices continue to rise. They've gone up 25 cents in the past 3 weeks. A gallon of regular is $2.89 nationally. Crude oil prices are also going up, so that's part of the reason why the Lundberg survey says gas prices are higher, too. And some refineries shut down because of the extreme cold in Texas last month. Here in the Pittsburgh area, AAA says the average price is $3.06, and that's higher, of course, thanks to the second highest gas tax in the nation. In fact, we pay 58 cents for every gallon we put in our cars. Governor Wolf wants to phase that out. We told you about the commission he's put together to look at other ways the state could raise money for roads.
This is all God there. This is not me.
Still ahead, how a local woman is making a big difference with a little help from above. And first, how all the time people have been spending on camera using programs like Zoom may be fueling a surge in plastic surgery. We have an idea of which restaurants will be opening at a new food hall in Bakery Square. According to our partners at the Business Times, the Galley Group just introduced the 4 operators for Galley Bakery Square. They include Gigi's Cafe, offering comfort foods, Somi with a mix of Asian cuisine, City Fresh Pasta, and a burger restaurant called Bubba's. No word yet on when they'll be opening. UPMC is asking McCandless to change a zoning law to allow informational banners to be placed on light poles at Passavant Hospital. The goal is to provide information about things going on at the hospital, but one councilwoman voiced concerns to the Trib that this would set a precedent. If approved, the new code could cover any business in town. Many of us have spent more time on video conferences than we ever thought possible, but it turns out all that time on camera might be fueling a surge in the beauty industry. We're using programs like Zoom, Teams, FaceTime, and Skype, and that means a lot of time looking at our own faces. A Beverly Hills plastic surgeon says all that screen time is causing more people to notice every line, wrinkle, and gray hair.
Increased the inquiries and consultations at least 2 to 3 times more. A lot of cameras, even on your computers and on your phones especially.
Data also shows makeup sales at big box stores rose in most of the country last year.
Well, we talked about the showers that are going to be moving throughout the day tomorrow. Coming up, we'll walk you through the hourly timeline of when that rain could move through your area and who could actually be dealing with a little bit of a wintry type weather as well.
This is all God here. This is not me.
Blessings from above, how a Pittsburgh woman is warming the hearts of people in need. There's new concern about the mental health of our veterans. A congressional hearing was held to address what's happening with our troops after service. And VA health officials told the group that they have seen a slight rise in suicides among veterans. 17 vets died by suicide each day in 2018, and it stayed steady each year. The VA also said the number of female veterans enrolling in VA health care is rising.
Women accounting for over 30% of the increase in veterans enrolled over the past 5 years. The number of women veterans using VHA care has more than tripled since 2001.
VA says it's making changes to the programs it offers and coming up with more options for veterans to get help. A Pittsburgh woman is keeping people warm one coat at a time. For the past 11 years, Sherry Upshur has been collecting coats and giving them to people in need. She started a nonprofit called Blessings from Above. Sherry recently gave away 500 coats at a vaccine clinic in Homewood.
This will never stop. This will never stop. This will stop when I can't do it no more. And then not only that, I'm grooming my girls. My girls are my partners. That's who goes with me. That's who does everything with the trucks.
Sherry collects the coats 4 months out of the year.
You're your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Well, welcome back to weather. Taking a look here back off to our west, we do have that precipitation occurring. It's in the form of snow, even a little bit of mixed precipitation through Indiana, Illinois, and rain down to the south of that area. And they have had a whopping 2 feet of snow in parts of Wyoming and Colorado over the weekend, by the way. So if you didn't hear that, we had blizzard conditions that we were tracking in those regions. Now, this weather system I just showed you is going to be impacting our forecast Tuesday. Then I wanted to let you know that there's one that's going to be taking shape off the west coast, and this one will be bringing us some more rain as we head into Thursday and Friday. Now, in the meantime, we are dry here across our region. We've got clouds that have been building in throughout the day, and that will continue to be the case. So by late afternoon, we will be socked in with cloud cover. The temperatures are only going to be going up into the lower 40s today, so it's a pretty chilly afternoon, and it's cold right now. It's still 31 in the city with 34 in Washington. Grab your coats before you head out. Highs today, as I mentioned, only in the lower 40s, a bit of an easterly wind. Tonight will fall to 35, and we're looking at some showers developing overnight tonight. Now, there will be some places that will be getting very close to freezing, including Butler, parts of Armstrong County, Indiana County, and it's in this area where we could be dealing with a brief period of freezing rain early Tuesday morning, but the road temperatures I've been checking are well above freezing. So at this point, we're not expecting any travel impacts, but I encourage you to keep checking back with our forecast. 52 tomorrow, so the temperatures are going to warm pretty quickly as the sun comes up tomorrow, and anything that's out there will shift over to just a plain old rain. So we're going to need our umbrellas. And you can see the timeline here. We've got the cloud cover late day, and then we have to really kind of moisten up the atmosphere. The atmosphere has been very dry over the last few days. That's why we've had that elevated fire danger as well with the wind. It's not so high today, by the way, because the wind is not too bad. But what I can tell you is eventually this will reach the ground, and it will most likely happen during the overnight period into early Tuesday morning. So this is 4 a.m. and the areas in purple is where we could get in on that brief mixed precipitation before it all kind of warms and pushes on out of here. There will be some showers that will continue throughout the afternoon. So it's not going to be a washout. As you see, there's going to be some breaks in the activity, but there will also be some showers from time to time. And those could be moderate to heavy in intensity. You can see those showing up here in yellow during the evening commute, 5 to 6 p.m. So make sure you have your raincoat. Our rain impacts are going to be wet roads throughout the day Tuesday. Not really expecting any torrential downpours, but as I mentioned, some brief periods of moderate rain, and could be a little bit of localized flooding, ponding, I should say. But I'm not really expecting flooding here on the area roads. St. Patrick's Day itself is looking good. We're mostly cloudy in the morning and then turning partly sunny with 41 in the morning, 63 in the afternoon. So that'll be nice to enjoy. And then those showers will be moving in Thursday into Friday, as I mentioned. We'll cool things down once again for Friday itself. And then once that weather system kicks out of here, the weather is looking fantastic for your weekend. 52 Saturday and near 60 by Sunday.
All right, thanks, Danielle. A pair of bald eagles have chosen a new spot to nest along the Monongahela River near the U.S. Steel Irvin plant in West Mifflin. Our partners at the Trib shared these pictures of the couple. The State Game Commission says the more bald eagles are choosing to raise their families in urban and suburban areas. No other known eagle's nest is near a steel mill, making this the first. Now here's local Steals and Deals.
What I have today is going to make a big difference in how you feel about yourself, and that's because it gives you a beautiful smile. Super Smile is a line that was created by Dr. Erwin Smigel. Now his wife and daughter, Lucia and Belanca, are the passionate people at the forefront of the brand.
My husband was the one who developed tooth bonding.
My dad was a legend in dentistry, and growing up, my brother and I really didn't know that at first until we got older and we would start going with him to dental conventions. We would go over to different booths and they would fill our bags up with toys and presents and things because we were with Dr. Smigel. My father was doing bonding on a lot of his celebrity patients and his regular patients.
And with bonding, it used to stain very, very readily.
So he and my mom, who was the CEO and is the CEO of the company, decided to form together with a chemist and make a toothpaste that would work, be gentle, be safe, be effective, and would whiten the teeth. And they found an ingredient and they mixed it together with another formula, and they called that formula Calprox, which no other toothpaste in the world has. It wasn't made just to whiten the bonded teeth, it was made to whiten all the teeth, natural teeth, bonded teeth, caps, veneers, all kinds of teeth. And that's how Super Smile began, with just that one toothpaste.
Thank you so much, and I'm so glad that we're able to really let everyone know about Super Smile. And I love that we have a lot of great options for you. We have the full-size day-to-day regimen with whitening and really healthy teeth. We have that amazing proprietary technology and a sonic toothbrush. So many great ways to have a clean, healthy, beautiful white smile. This is all 20% off on localsteals.com, and it's one of the best things you can do for yourself to make sure that you always make your best first impression with an absolutely beautiful smile.
By now, you may have heard Drew Brees is retiring. But did you see how the Saints QB made the announcement? He had some help from his kids.
After 15 years in the Saints and 20 years in the NFL, our dad is finally going to retire. So we can spend more time with us. Yay!
Very cute. The future Pro Football Hall of Famer's big news came from a video posted on his Instagram page with all 4 of his kids saying he was retiring to spend more time with the family. The longtime Saints QB spent 20 years in the NFL and 15 years as a New Orleans Saint. It's going to be impossible to replace that guy. That's all for Channel 11 News at noon. Our next newscast is tonight at 5. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.